Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a brand, and I have a ton of products from this brand that are pretty much all on my face. So the only thing that's not from this brand is my blush, my mascara, my eyebrows, which look a little funky today, so just don't pay attention to them. But yeah, pretty much every other product on my face is from this brand, and it is the brand Wet n Wild. So I know a lot of people are not the biggest fans of Wet n Wild. I have just recently started to pick up some things. The only thing that I have been using for a couple of years from this brand is this right here, which is the Wet n Wild Contour palette, and I've talked about this on my channel before, I believe, and you guys already know that I actually really like this. It's like $5. You get a ton of product in here. So I'm basically going to be going through and reviewing each of these products in the order that I applied them to my face, and I am wearing everything that I'm going to be talking about, and I will share my personal opinion of each product, the brand as a whole, and whether or not you should buy these things. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I know there's a glare, so it's kind of hard to see, but this is what it looks like right here, and I'm in the shade Desert Beige. I'm in the shade Desert Beige, and this is tested under 7 light conditions with the top smartphone models with and without flash. So it says goodbye photo flash back. So basically this foundation is basically supposed to make you look really, really bomb in pictures, and I think this is a fantastic foundation. I think it was like $5.49 at CVS, and I was kind of floored by that. That's one of the cheapest foundation prices I've ever seen, even at the drugstore. So the color is a little bit dark for me, it's a little bit red for me, but for the most part it is a medium to full coverage. I'm not the biggest fan of full coverage makeup, so that's why I'm feeling like I look a little flat right now. It is more on the satin to matte side for me personally. I do have drier skin right now, so that could be why it's drying down a little bit more on me, but I really like this. I think you can't really go wrong for the price. I think it's really good event makeup. The wear time of it is pretty good. I think it has probably like 6 to 8 hour wear, and yeah, I don't know, I really like it. I think that I don't really have anything to compare it to because it's not super matte like the L'Oreal Pro Matte. It's not the satin type of matte that the Milani Conceal and Perfect has. It's definitely not as much coverage as the Milani Conceal and Perfect either, but it's close to it. It's close to that in coverage and finish, so I guess that's the closest thing that I can compare it to, but it's a lot more watery. The Milani Conceal and Perfect is very thick, so I'll just go ahead and do a little swatch. Like, that's super watery, and this is how it blends out. It blends out pretty seamlessly, and it almost has like a powder finish. Like, it doesn't feel matte, and it doesn't feel sticky at all. It dries down like completely. Like, there's no tackiness at all. So that's kind of what it looks like, and you can tell it's not super shiny, you know, it doesn't have a huge difference. I was like, what's on my hand? But it's just my burn. So yeah, it definitely has like a powder finish. I really like it though. I think it's a great buy. I think that if you are in the market for a new foundation, you don't want to spend a lot of money, you have an event coming up, or you just like medium to full coverage on an everyday basis, then this is definitely a good pickup for you. The next product I wanted to talk about was the it's the Photo Focus Concealer, and I think this is, again, another highly pigmented, super coverage concealer. That's just a tiny little dash of it, and it goes a long way. Like, look at that. It's some pretty heavy duty coverage as well. Again, it has that more of a matte, powdery finish, so you don't really need to set either one of these products. I only set them because I had the products to set them with, and I wanted to see how they laid down. I'll kind of get a little bit closer. You can kind of see it. I look very matte. I don't look super luminous or dewy or anything like that. My face is pretty stuck on there. Like, I don't feel cakey. I don't feel like I have a lot of makeup on, but I do know that it feels very set, which I like. I know my makeup's not going to go anywhere, so I like that. So I think, again, this is a pretty good concealer. This is definitely more coverage than the Maybelline Fit Me. It's probably similar in coverage to the Maybelline Age Rewind, but I think this is a little bit thicker, and I think it's a little bit more long wearing as well. So I like this. This, again, was about $5, and I don't think you can really go wrong with that. So love the foundation and concealer. This powder is what I use to set my entire face. It's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder. So this is not supposed to be a foundation. This is just to set your foundation, and I just take a little bit of this. You can see that it doesn't have any coverage coming off. It's literally just to set your makeup. You can, sorry, you can blot with this. You can put this on, I don't really know what these powders are used for. Like, obviously, if you have a more liquidy foundation, then this is necessary because you want to set it down, and it doesn't provide a lot of coverage. It's just going to give you more of like a mineral-like finish, and I really like this. I think that the bronzer glides better on top of this powder than any other powder I've used it with, and I think it's because this powder is so thin, it's so fine, and it's not very pigmented that other powder products like this are going to glide on really nicely on top of that. So I love it. I think it's worth it. It's like $4 or $5 again, and I think all of these products are worth it. The next thing I'll talk about, I've talked about before, so I'll just briefly touch on this. This is a bronzer and banana shade powder. Whoops, the thing that's like holding my phone up just dropped. But I think that the banana powder is super, super duper pigmented, and it lays really nicely on top of the concealer. I think the bronzer is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it works. I think it really depends on the pan that you get. Look how much darker this foundation is than my hand. The bronzer can be a little bit patchy sometimes, but it's not anything to really complain about, especially when this is $5. Like, I want my products to work no matter how much I spend on them or how little I spend on them. They should work. I think it does a good job of bronzing up the face. It's not a contour color for me, but I think it's worth it. And if this came in just a pan by itself, like if Wet n Wild just came out with their banana powder by itself, I would probably skip the bronzer altogether and just purchase this. But because I love this so much, I'll repurchase the entire thing, because even paying $5 if I'm only going to use this works. And I still use this. I love this in the eyes. Like, I think this in your eyes looks really good just for a natural look. It just kind of shades them out, contours the eye a little bit, and I think that is worth it for this product, but I don't love it as a bronzer. Almost done, just 3 more products. So the Wet n Wild highlighting powder, I don't know if I've spoken about this yet, but I love it. This is in the shade Precious Petals. It's not that like boom in your face type of highlight. It's kind of more of like a melt into the skin, I'm not gonna last forever, but I look good when you first put me on type of highlight. This looks really good upon application. It looks really good for about 2 hours after it's applied. It's not very long wearing, so you're not going to put this on in the morning and be beaming all day long. It does melt down. It is only like $3 or $4, so I think it's a good everyday highlight. I like to wear this one every single day because I know I'm not, using my other higher end products that, I could save for another special occasion. I don't like the boom in your face metallic stripe type of highlight every single day. I do like it on occasion. This does not give you that. This is definitely more of like a melt into the skin, finish off your look, will look really nice, look very natural after an hour, and kind of fade away after 2 or 3 hours. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with spending $3 or $4 on a highlight that is going to melt away, because I'm going to use this every single day, and there's a lot of product on here. It's a pretty big pan. You get 5.4 grams in here, so I don't think that's a loss. I think this is definitely good, especially if you're younger or you're just getting into makeup. This is definitely a good highlight to start out with if you are a little heavy-handed as well, and sometimes you look like you got a streak on there. This is good. Very, very good. And I love the color of this. This is a different color than any other highlight that I have. And my last 2 products are eyeliners. This one is the Wet n Wild On Edge Long Wearing Eye Pencil. I freaking love this eyeliner. I think this is comparable to the Marc Jacobs eyeliners. It may not last as long as those, but it applies very similar. So it just glides on straight to the eye. This lasts a long time in my waterline, not so much on like my actual eyelid, it kind of fades off of there because of the oils on my eyelid. But in my waterline, this will last a really long time. It smudges out beautifully. I really love this. This, I like this under the brow bone, which is what it's supposed to be for. It's the ultimate brow highlighter. When I put this in my waterline, it doesn't really last as long as I would like it to, but it does do a little something. It does give you, I have it in there today. You can kind of see it a little bit. It just gives you a little bit of a pop. I think that NYX does these better, and I also think that Pixi makes a way better one than this. So if I was going to repurchase another brow highlight or nude like waterline stick, it probably wouldn't be this one. So I would skip this, get you a NYX, NYX, however you say it, or a Pixi one. It's worth the money. They last longer. They give a better color payoff, and I think that this is worth it only for the banana powder. You can do other things with this. You can still bronze with this. It's definitely not a contour powder, but you can bronze with it. You can put it in your eyes. So if Wet n Wild ever comes out with a single pan of this, I will skip the bronzer. But everything else I love. I love the foundation. This is bomb as heck. The concealer is really good. This is probably the most full coverage concealer that I have right now, and it's only $5. So that makes me love it. I love this. I love this. I don't know why. Like, it's not anything super special. Like, the powder doesn't feel like heaven or anything. I just really like it, and I think it's different from the other face powders that I have. It doesn't have much coverage. It's not very powdery. I don't know, but I think all in all, Wet n Wild definitely has some good stuff. You should check out a lot of these products. My #1 recommendations to try out would be the foundation and concealer, and then I would try the eyeliner, the powder, the highlight, and skip the other two if you don't need them. So yeah, that is my review on Wet n Wild, my entire face. I do really like the way my makeup came out today, minus my eyebrows, which is no fault to Wet n Wild because I didn't use it on my brows today. But yeah, so let me know your guys' thoughts if you've tried any of these products, if there's any more Wet n Wild products you want me to try out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Boom, one take over. I'm so happy. I have never done this before. I've never gotten one YouTube video in one take and not have to edit it. So I'm pretty happy right now. But all right, see you guys later. Don't know why I told you that. You didn't need to know, but all right. Thanks for watching, guys.